Yes, it is finally here. It is October 2nd, which means that this book in here should be one of my most eagerly anticipated books of the year, which I am doing a readathon for. A read-along? Reading vlog. That is the word I was looking for. I'm doing a reading vlog for this book. So, let's just get it out. I literally can't believe that this is in my hands right now. Oh my god. Okay, so this book is over 500 pages. Yeah, it's like 520 pages. Oh my god. Okay, so today is October 2nd, and it is the release date of this book, so I think I'm going to try to sit down and read as much of this as I can as possible today, which is probably not going to be that much just because it's 5 o'clock, because this didn't come until later this afternoon, as in literally a couple minutes ago when I picked it up from the mailbox. And I don't really read that much at nighttime, just because I don't really enjoy reading at nighttime. It is so dark. One sec. Did that make things better or worse? Who knows? But yeah, so I don't usually read past like 7-ish at the latest, just because I don't like reading when I'm really tired. So I'm gonna go eat food because I picked up food right before I got this and I'm starving. So I'm gonna go eat that and then we're gonna read this. And yeah, I want to do a reading vlog for this just so I can talk about my feelings as I read this book. And obviously, if no one understands what this is Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. And obviously this is the second book and the finale, so if you're watching this, just be prepared for spoilers because I'm going to be talking about my feelings and what happens in this book. So. It starts with characters that I don't know. Oh my god. Are we getting more characters? Oh yeah, and if anyone was wondering, I'm not going to be annotating this time around. I'm going to just read it straight through without annotating or anything, and then when the paperback comes out, I will be getting it and then marking it up, kind of like what I did with Strange the Dreamer. But yeah, let's start. Panda. Why? Okay, so I just got to part 2, which is 130 pages in. Yeah, 16 chapters, 135 pages. Oh my god. I don't think I've read a book this quickly, like physically reading it, in so long. Like, I honestly, the last time I stayed up past like dinner time to read was Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. Like, oh my god. It's like 7:30, which if you know me, I never read past like probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. I don't know, I'm just not a nighttime reader. But I knew I was gonna try to read tonight, so I'm on part 2. I'm 135 pages in. Okay, let's talk about what's happened. So firstly, I almost cried. I teared up a little bit at like page 35-ish. Just every time they bring up Minya being like, they were all I could carry, I just fucking want to die. Like, it is the saddest line of any book I've read. And just, and then her like rethinking about when that whole thing happened, like the whatever it's called, when they all died, and she like saved the 4 of them, and they apparently like had to crawl over the Ellen's bodies, and now she was like thinking about them and Sarai's body like sitting there, and they all like scream monster at her. I want to know more about Minya so badly. I just want to like get inside of her head, because I feel like Laini Taylor has more planned for her than just the bad guy. Like literally this last page before that I just read, the last page I read, it said, time seemed to slow down as Minya, monster and savior, sister and tormentor. So it's like she's literally like a walking juxtaposition, because she's this person who wants to save her people, and she literally saved the last of her kind that we know of at the moment. But she also wants revenge and is very evil. So it's like, I don't know, she's just like the most interesting character I've ever read about. And then obviously Sarai literally having to like wash her own body and like burn her own body was just morbid as fuck. And then, I don't know, am I the only one who was like, why didn't Laszlo think to threaten Minya back? Being like, yo, if you get rid of Sarai, I'll just fucking kill all of you. Like, dude, you gotta get in the mindset of a Minya. Like, duh. But yeah, no, so part 1, like, not a ton happened, but it was very much just, like, continuing on from where the last book ended, which I really appreciate. It was 9 months, and then a month ago I read that, and I just, like, I'm so happy we finally got a little extra. Another thing I'm really interested in is these new characters we got, because we read from, like, these new characters right in the first chapter, Cora and Nova. And it's just really interesting, especially because how, like, Errol Fane brought up to his wife, who I never can remember the fucking name of, how, like, we see this in the first chapter with these other people who seem to be, like, Godspawn, that if they're away from the metal, like, if they're away from their, like, vessel kind of thing, their powers go away. So it's like, Errol Fane didn't have to kill all of the babies. Like, they just had to get them away from the metal. Like, it wasn't even necessarily like had to get them really far away, because like Laszlo was around the metal for how long? A couple days, a week, and like he didn't have any reaction until he actually like touched it. So it's like, damn, I don't know. I was always very torn on Errol Fane, because I like him as a character, because I like him, like, you feel bad for him kind of, but also it's like, yeah, you literally like killed a bunch of babies, and now it's like you unnecessarily killed a bunch of babies, which is a lot. But I'm also wondering if this means, like, in the first chapter they were talking about how if you weren't picked to go on the ship, you like lost your power, like you didn't get it back, and I'm wondering how that works, or if they just mean like you don't get it back until you get to go on a ship, and if you're not picked you like never get it back. But I don't know, I'm very interested, and I'm really excited that this world seems to be growing, but I'm also worried that if we only have 500 pages and I just read 130 of them, can we expand this world how she wants to in like 400 pages? That's the real question. Also, Haley found this. I did not, but I wanted to talk about it. I have not read Daughter of Smoke and Bone since, I think it was 3.5, maybe 4 years ago. She read it like a little bit, like she read it a long time ago too, but a little bit earlier since from me. And she pointed out on page, what was it, like 30 something, I want to say. There's a part where Laszlo's like, oh, well, we have Sarai's body, we have her soul, can't we just put it back together? And Haley was like, isn't that Kazu's? The girl from Daughter of Smoke and Bone. That was her power, was connecting souls to bodies and putting them together. And I must say, in the first book, I did notice a couple of things that seemed to connect Strange the Dreamer to Daughter of Smoke and Bone. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm on this bandwagon that they're connected. Because I feel like in either book, we would have heard about the other one. You know what I mean? Like, either in this book, we would have heard about a huge, like, war of Chimera versus the gods, like the angels. Or in that book, we would have heard about this book and, like, the giant sculptures and blue people. You know what I mean? So, like, if this took place in the past, before Daughter of Smoke and Bone, then we would have heard about this in Daughter of Smoke and Bone. And if this is in the future and Daughter of Smoke and Bone is in the past, then we would have heard about the other one. Also, it's the question of, like, in Daughter of Smoke and Bone, she was, like, in Prague, which is, like, the Earth, like, the normal world. But then she, like, goes into the other world. Like, is there different worlds? Is there different worlds? I haven't read Daughter of Smoke and Bone in years, though. I low-key, I do a lot of unhauling of books. Y'all know that. But I must say, the one unhaul that I kind of regret was I unhauled book 2 and 3 because I really didn't like book 2 and 3. And now I'm like, crap. I wish I hadn't unhauled them. But low-key, if I do decide to reread them, I'm gonna buy the UK editions because I like them better. Yeah, those are all my thoughts. I'm loving it. I don't even think I said that. I'm loving it. It's so good. I want to die a little bit. My brain is kind of mush. Low-key, I could have probably kept reading today, but my head hurts. I am literally like, I have so many emotions happening in my brain right now because there's so many things I want to happen. And there's only 400 pages. Like, yes, it's 400 pages. Like, that's a lot of pages. But also, it's only 400 pages. Also, the ending of part 1, I just know the second part is gonna get crazy, so I don't really want to start it right now when I'm like getting ready to like be done with reading, you know what I mean? So I think I might go shower. I haven't showered in a little while. My hair is a lot, so I might do that. So I think I'm done for reading this for today. Tomorrow I don't have class until 2:30. So I'm going to read this like all morning, basically, I think. I think that's going to be my plan. So anyways, that's my thoughts for today. Peace out. Listen to those purrs. Listen to those purrs. Tay only has 2 settings, either pet me and love me, or I hate you, don't touch me. Yeah, you're such a pretty girl. Oh, I love you so much. Do you want the belly rub? Good morning, everyone. It is currently October 3rd, and I'm here with Tay Tay. Oh my god, TBT to when it was just Tay Tay and me, and this would be the beginning of every single day's vlog. Just me and my little girl. Actually, she's not so little anymore. She's like 9.5 pounds right now. Yeah, we're thinking she might have some Maine Coon and or Forest Cat in her just because she's so freaking big. She's 6 months old, or at least about 6 months old, because we don't know her exact age. She's 9.5 pounds, and if anyone has ever had kittens before, you know, cats are supposed to gain about 1 pound a month. So, and it's not like she's fat, she's just big. She's just a big lady. Yeah, anyways, it's October 3rd. I just woke up, so that's why. We're still in PJs. We're wondering where Panda is. He's currently, watching some birds over at the window. And I am going to read this morning. I don't have class until 2:30, which is really nice. I'm not gonna lie. I was almost a bad student, and I almost was like, I'm just gonna skip class. But I'm gonna be a good kid. So yeah, I think I'm gonna eat some breakfast, make some tea, cuddle my kitten, and then I'm gonna go get the mail because I got a notification that a book I ordered is in my mailbox, even though I literally picked up the mail yesterday. It was like, oh, it was delivered at like 8 o'clock last night. I'm like, sure, okay, whatever. So I'm gonna go get that. And then we're gonna read some Muse of Nightmares because I still have like 400 pages left of it. I don't know whether I want to like drag it out for longer. Like I think I'm just gonna read today up until I have to go to class. Like I don't think I'm gonna like come home and try to like push through it unless something crazy happens. I'll just save it for tomorrow because I don't know, it's like one of those things, it's one of those books that it's like I want to know what happens so bad, but also I want to savor it, you know what I mean? Also something that I wanted to mention yesterday that I forgot to, that I mentioned to Haley like after I finished vlogging. I must say I really appreciate what Laini Taylor is doing with the character Pfeil right now. I don't know what the hell I have in my eye. I'm gonna keep like rubbing at it until it feels better. I feel like at the end of Strange the Dreamer, we all felt very bad for Ruby because it's like, oh, she like Pfeil doesn't actually care about her, like he just like was having sex with her or whatever. But I was like, I don't know, man, she was the one who like literally went to him and was like, oh, like you're like the only boy, so like obviously I'm gonna go for you. And she's finally bringing that up in this book, and I'm really appreciating it because I don't know, I honestly think Ruby used him, and like that should be considered just as bad as when a boy uses a girl for sex. She was using him for sex. And I'm very curious as to where that's gonna take our character of Pfeil, because if he was just gonna be a background character, like nothing really happening with him, she wouldn't have like put his kind of perspective and talking about that situation into the beginning of the story. So I think it's going to affect his character development, which is what worries me. Because what if he's so angry that he decides to like team up with Minya or something like that? Because yeah, but I am really appreciative that she decided to talk about that, because obviously boys can be taken advantage of just like girls can. Anyways, yeah, that was the only other thing I thought to like. Oh, me and Haley have a theory. Actually, it was totally Haley's theory. I'm sorry, Haley. I'm gonna like talk about your theory because I really like it too. I think I mentioned yesterday how I was like, oh, is this the same world as Daughter of Smoke and Bone, with like how Kaoru could like take souls and put them into bodies, and we have Sarai's soul, but now we don't have her body. I have to give a spoiler warning. If you haven't read Book of M, stop listening now, and I'll tell you where to go on the screen, okay? So what if this is like Book of M, and it's Kaoru takes Sarai's soul and puts it in someone else's body? I'm like so anxious to see what's gonna happen with that, because I feel like it's not a coincidence that we have someone's soul without a body, and she has a book where literally Kaoru was putting people's souls in other bodies. Like that's how her friend, whatever the hell his name was, ended up in like the White Wolf's body, because he like his soul came out of his body or something. I don't actually remember that series that well, but either way, you have souls and you have bodies. You have Kaoru. So I feel like it can't be a coincidence that we have those two things. But I'm really hoping it's not a Book of M moment, because that book, although it is now one of my favorite books of all time, the ending hurt me so much. Like, I still think about that ending and just get so fucking angry. Not in a like, oh, I hate the ending way, but in a just like, this makes me so angry way. And I don't know if Laini Taylor does that same kind of thing, then it's gonna be good or not, you know what I mean? Because Peng Shepherd, I think, is the author of Book of M. Like, it was so unique and so different and so new, and I was like, oh my god. But like, there's only two outcomes of that kind of ending, is either the Book of M outcome or kind of a cheesy, oh, I love you no matter what outcome. Because my thought process is, what if Sarai's soul got put in like Pfeil's body, or Sarai's soul got put in Minya's body? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Also, my theory currently with the two characters that we meet at the very beginning of the book, the two like Godspawn people who are like waiting for the ship to come back, I think Pfeil is going to end up with one of them, and one of the girls, either Ruby or Sparrow, is going to become a bisexual queen and go with the other one. Because, yes. Okay, yeah, I've rambled enough. I'm gonna go make some tea, get some food in me, go get the mail, and then read. So I literally just walked all the way over to get my mail, which is kind of low-key a far walk because this is a big apartment like community and it's not there. Like, are you kidding me? We've had like a problem with the UPS people like leaving packages just in like the building rather than over at the actual mailboxes, and I'm like, did they fucking put it down in my building and someone took it? Because literally there's been so many packages just sitting there and a couple of people have opened them and stuff, so I'm like, where's my package? What the fuck? I'm very annoyed right now. I'm gonna go online and be like, yo, my package isn't here, you said it was delivered, so hopefully they send another one. If y'all were wondering, yes, I do still listen to Animal Crossing music when I read. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just read the first chapter of part 2. And we learn so much information. Oh my god. Okay, first off, we get an answer to the bird. We get an answer to the bird. So it's one of the girls. Like, oh my god. And also we get a word for what Sarai's power is. We get a word for her and find out that it's like literally one of the most powerful gifts that God spawns can have. Oh my god. So, okay. Oh my god. So Cora is the white bird. She is the white bird. And Sarai is an astral. Because she can put her consciousness into her moths. And that's what that power is. Oh my god, and it's an extremely rare gift. Okay, so my prediction currently, because we just learned that Cora is this bird. My prediction, so, oh crap. Okay, so I have to take away my prediction that Pfeil and one of the girls are gonna end up with these girls, because this is obviously in the past, because it's actually with Skathis, however we say that word. So it's in the past. Cora is Laszlo's mom. We're gonna throw that out there. We're gonna say Cora is Laszlo's mom and Skathis is his dad. That's gonna be my guess, because that's why the bird is like looking over him. Yep. Okay. That is my guess at the moment. And also Nova, the other sister who hasn't gotten to do her power yet, she's totally gonna be like useless. Like, she's not gonna have a power. Because, duh. They made such a point about like them being so close and inseparable and stuff. She's not gonna have a power and gonna get left behind. So, okay, I'm just gonna keep reading. This is fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Well, now we remember who Kuroko was. The goddess of secrets, who took the babies when their thing manifested. I'm so bad at names. I don't know why I didn't notice that name had already popped up. I'm really bad at names in books. It's weird. I'm really good at faces in names, like in real life. Book names, though. Book is a hat now. Because Book is making Kate question existence. But hats don't do that. So Book is a hat now. This is how I deal with my life being ruined. I think this is my 3rd mental breakdown of today. So this is fun. Okay, I have never in my life regretted not having another book on hand. I need a copy of Daughter of Smoke and Bone so bad right now. Okay, so I'm on page 85. And, like, yes, Laszlo gave the story in Strange the Dreamer. But, what's his face? Thayon, they found the library, right? And he's looking at books. And, like, the pictures and engravings in the book show angels defeating monsters that he calls Ijis, I-J-J-I, and I'm like, Is that what the Chimera were called? I don't remember. It's been so long since I read that book. I don't remember if that was a word in that book or not. So does this take place after Daughter of Smoke and Bone? I don't know what to do with my life right now. Haley hasn't read yet. Okay, this is fine. I'm gonna try to get to page 200 before I take my lunch break. On a happier note, or the other one wasn't unhappy, but like on a different note, Thayon better be gay. He's like hanging out with, oh, I can't pronounce her name, Calixie. And she's like the girl with the girlfriend, and she like makes a comment being like, have you been with a bunch of boys? And he's like, eh. And then he's like totally flirting with Ruza, who's one of the like soldiers. So that better happen, because oh no, I really like Thayon. I feel like I shouldn't, but I really like him. Also, I don't know why, but this series, I don't know if it's because of the alchemy or just like the feel of this book, but I don't know why it's not similar at all besides alchemy, but the feeling I get from this series is very similar to Fullmetal Alchemist. I don't know why. Again, it's like, yes, there's alchemy, so like that's a very obvious connection, but like they're so different, but they give me similar feelings. But yeah, anyways, okay, that's my update. Thayon better be gay. Okay, I'm on part 2, or part 3 now. Oh my god. There's just, like we kept saying, there's so much more to Minya that we don't know. So I'm on page 240. And there's just so much we don't know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so we found out that the Ellens actually hated them, all of that, and then it's like, if they actually were so nice and like loved them and stuff, that was Minya showing how much she loved them. So sentimental and cute, and also disturbing. But I think I have to stop here for now, because I totally forgot I have to read a story for school, and then I have to catch a bus at 1:53. I think I probably will continue reading when I go home, just because I need to keep reading. I would bring this to campus and try to read it, but I can't read on the bus, and because I get really sick, and I have class like straight through 2:30 until 5:15, so this is gonna have to wait until after class, but that's okay. I feel like I need a break. Let me tell y'all, I've never been more upset about having to leave my apartment in my life. You're so aggressive with your love. I know. Can you stop biting my nose, please? And my ear. Stop. You're being a brat. You're being a brat in front of everyone. Stop. Stop being a brat. Okay. Can you stop ruining my vlog? Okay, so I'm not gonna go on for too long, because this video is already so freaking long, but just got to page 300 and I'm gonna stop here for today. So I'm over halfway now. So I'm gonna finish it tomorrow, but yeah, so I'm 300 pages in. We just found out some information. The heart of the Citadel, is that how you say that word? Citadel? Is that even what we're calling it? The Mesarthium? I don't know where I'm getting these words. The heart of the giant blue dude seems to be a rip in the space-time continuum, and I'm like, is this gonna be a fucking sci-fi book now? Who knows? It seems to be like a hole to go through and get to other worlds. Would you know what that reminds me of? The door in Daughter Smoke and Bone that she goes through to get to the Chimera world. Lainey Taylor, why? I'm assuming they take the babies, right? They put them in, like, their little ships, their little spaceships, because this is sci-fi now. And they put them in their little spaceships, and they just send them to other worlds to do things. Yeah, that's my idea. And there's multiple worlds, and Daughter of Smoke and Bone is one of them, and there's the Chimera world is one of them, and maybe these blue dudes are the same as the, what are they called, seraphim, the angels, or maybe they're the Chimera. Who knows? I am on board now that this is the same world as Daughter of Smoke and Bone, though. I'm on board. And yeah, so I'm 300 pages in. I'm loving it. I'm really curious as to what's gonna happen. And is this a sci-fi now? Do we get to change genre? But yeah, so I think I'm done for tonight. It's almost like 9 o'clock. I'm using my phone as a camera. That's why I can't check the time. It's like almost 9 o'clock. I like started reading at like 7:45, which is so late for me. I'm gonna be done for tonight, so I will be finishing this book tomorrow. That is crazy. I just can't believe I've been waiting for this book for not even as long as other people. I only got on this board in January of this year. I can't believe I've been waiting this long for this book, and like now it's gonna be over. I can't remember the last time I was like really into a series that was still coming out that I finished, because I was on board with a couple like YA series back in the day, but I never kept with them until the end. Like I was into Throne of Glass for like 2 books. What did I keep up with? Have I ever kept up with a series like as it comes out? I don't think so. Wow, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I don't know. I'm in the middle of a couple, like this, Scythe, Way of Kings. Wow. Like all of the series I've read. Oh, the Lunar Chronicles. I did finish those and I kept up with those. I think I came in around the 2nd book or the 3rd book. But also, I stopped liking the series at the 3rd book, so I didn't really care about the ending. Interesting. I guess this shows how I really hate picking up series that aren't finished. But, yeah, no, it's just, like, one of those things that it's like, wow, I've been waiting for this for so long, and now it's gonna be over. It's kind of sad. But, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and go die. JK, I'm probably gonna go watch some YouTube. But, woo! Good morning, everybody. So today I woke up with a nasty sore throat, and I'm pretty sure I might have a fever. Good try, Panda. There's always a plague that goes around my school because we have so many people on campus. It's a petri dish. It's gross. And I have such a bad stomach ache, which the two are not related, but I don't feel like leaving, so I'm not going to class today. So that means I'm gonna just read Muse of Nightmares all day and drink tea all day. That's the only good part about having a sore throat, means you get to drink as much tea as you want and no one can judge you. And then I accidentally made myself like the biggest bowl of cereal. So yeah, I'm just gonna be chilling today, hopefully finishing Muse of Nightmares. Not hopefully, I am finishing Muse of Nightmares today. So yeah, that is the plan. I'm gonna wake up first, drink my tea, eat my cereal, watch some YouTube, but then Muse of Nightmares time. Okay, if you're wondering why I'm in a tank top when it's like 60 degrees out, it's because I take 2 hot showers and then I get really sweaty afterwards, and I feel gross, so. Let me mute the Animal Crossing music. So, I've literally only read like 6 pages. I'm on 305, and we're getting answers. We're actually getting answers. I don't know why I was like very convinced that Laini Taylor just wouldn't tell us anything. I'm like baffled every time like something comes to light. I'm like, we're actually learning what's happening. Oh my god. And yeah, so yeah, okay, yeah. So the daughter of Smoke and Bone is 100% in the same world, or like not the same world, but like in this universe. So basically, they found like a book in that library, and it's the same book that Farrell has up in his thingy. And they're talking about how like to get between worlds, they're like layered on top of each other like pages of a book, and to get through them you have to pierce through them. And it says they're talking about the Seraphim and how their home world where it began is Eretz, which is Earth, and then like it lists off a couple other places, and then it says Zeru, which is their world. So obviously they're just worlds layered on top of each other, and they're gonna totally go to the Daughter of Smoke and Bone world, okay? Okay, yep, that's what's happening. Real quick, this book uses my favorite word. I've never seen it used before, and that's why it's usually my favorite word. She used it though. Good job, Laini Taylor. Okay, so I just got to part 4. And now I don't really know how I'm feeling anymore. I actually just really didn't like this section that I just read, which is weird because I've been liking the entire book. I don't know, I think it was just a lot and all of a sudden, and I don't know, like, this character of Nova is like a little bit too OP. Like, no one likes a character who's like this overly powerful and like just comes in and like does everything, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's something I liked about Strange the Dreamer, I guess not even realizing that I was liking that, was that the big bad guy, the really OP person was already dead. And now we have someone who's just like so overly powerful, and like everything she does is just like, you literally can't stop her, and it's like, I don't know, I'm not like a fan. I really didn't like this whole section, and they just like killed Errol Fane and Azarine, whatever her name is, just so unnecessarily. Like, I don't know. And also like a loophole, like Nova like stole Minya's power or whatever, but none of the ghosts disappeared. Like, she just automatically knew to like hold on to them. I don't know, that didn't really make that much sense to me. I don't know, I feel like this Nova character is low-key ruining my story. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm like all of a sudden like very, very annoyed. I'm going to keep reading because I hope it redeems itself, but like what? I don't know, I'm just like, I literally just read that and I just like was like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, I don't know how to put it into words, like what I'm thinking, because I'm just like, why? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm on part 4, like 300 and almost 400 pages in. Yeah, 385 pages in. I don't know, I really liked this character before she like came into it. I don't know, I feel like this world just suddenly, like, it was literally like, suddenly world is huge and like literally like endless. We got all of that information, and then suddenly Nova's there, and then suddenly like everything's happening, and suddenly like Minya's awake, and then suddenly they're dead, and like, I don't know, it's just like way too much all at once. Also, it's not even like the end of the book, so I don't know, I'm very like weirdly annoyed. Oh yeah, and I also forgot, I also didn't like how it was just like, this is why Scathis was doing the babies thing, and it's literally just like, sell them. I don't know, I felt like Scathis was going to be like so much more complex of a villain character. We've literally been like questioning him and his morals and his values and like why he was doing everything for a whole book and a half, and then it was just like, yep, this is what happened. And it was for money and power. Like, I don't know, I was just expecting it to be so much more than that, but... And another thing, because I keep thinking of things as I'm reading this next chapter, but another thing is just like, I don't know, I wanted this book to be all about the gods Spawn and Weep and Laszlo and Sarai, and just, now it's all about these two girls and their sisterhood and Scathis and the past and stuff, and I'm like, this isn't what I wanted. I wanted a book all about Weep. So I guess that's another reason I'm a little bit annoyed. So I just read the part where we kind of basically find out what was with Laszlo. And literally it's just Cora taking him because he was a smith and Skaithis would kill all the smiths. And she was just like, I'm gonna just put you away so like he can't find you. So I guess I was kind of right, like she's not his mom, but she was looking after him because she wanted him to come back. I'm still really not sure how I'm feeling about this turn of events. I don't know, I really don't like that Skaithis was literally just doing it for money, because like, can you say every single bad guy ever? Just thought he was gonna be more, I guess. I don't know if it's just because I'm a little bit skeptical right now, but we just like got Minya's story basically, and I thought it was gonna be so much more. That's currently what I'm feeling. I just thought it was gonna be more. Just Minya, like, yeah, she killed the Ellens, we already got that, like, we already knew that she did that, but, like, that was the secret she was hiding, and then when she released the Ellens, it's like, oh, she was, like, putting all of her love and nurture into the Ellens, so when they went away, they came back to her. Like, yeah, I guess, but my entire, like, idea right now is just, I thought there was going to be more to Skaithis, thought there was going to be more to Minya. I'm gonna keep reading though. I'm on page 427, so. So, I finished the book. I'm very torn. I think my gut is saying 4 stars. I just didn't love it as much as Strange the Dreamer. I really, really loved the first 300 pages. But then it just, I don't know, I feel like it lost a little bit of its charm and its magic. I feel like the thing with Strange the Dreamer, like maybe it was just because of what this book had to be. It had to give us answers, it had to like wrap up the story, and I guess a part of the magic of Strange the Dreamer was not knowing. It was not knowing what Weep's name was. It was not knowing what Laszlo was. It was not knowing anything about anything and kind of just discovering the beginnings. While this gave us like all the answers we were looking for. And I feel like it lost the magic knowing. Because I feel like every single thing that was revealed, I just went, but it could have been so much more. Like I said that before, just like Skaithis and Minya and just there were just so many things that like were revealed to us that I really wanted to know the answer to. But when I got the answer, it didn't live up to my expectations in my head. I think because the first book was so hard to wrap your head around and so mysterious and magical and like whimsical that getting answers just almost ruins it a little bit. Like, I'm really glad I know the answers, but every single thing that was revealed, I was just like, that's like not as good as what I was hoping. Also, I did feel like this introduction of Nova and Cora, though it was obviously a very important part of the story, I felt like it took away from the characters I actually cared about. Like, I was here for Laszlo, Sarai, Minya, Sparrow, Farrell, Ruby, and Errol Fane. I was here for them, but this book turned into much more about the sisters. And I kept finding myself just being like, I don't care. I wanted my characters. I didn't want these new characters. Like, though they were interesting, and like the 3 extra people that we met who were babies in the nursery, like, yes, they were interesting and a like fun thing to throw in, but I didn't like how it was like so focused on them, I guess. And then the ending, I don't know how to feel about the ending because it leaves it open to so much more could come out of this world, which we do know. I don't even think I mentioned this. I think I was like too annoyed with things, but Haley reminded me because she texted me a picture of it. It's on page 327. We for sure now know that this book takes place in the same universe as Daughter Smoke and Bone, because it literally says, those seraphim who escaped into the neighborhood world Arets managed to hold the portal closed, and they held it to this day, pouring their strength into shoring up their sky to keep the darkness at bay. A bold young queen in that distant world was even now training a legion of angels and chimera to battle the darkness and hopefully destroy it, but that's another story. So, like, we know this. And even at the end, just like what I was kind of theorizing and Haley and I were theorizing, they're gonna go look for all of these kids who were sold off. And I guess I'm questioning if Kaoru was one, because she has this power to put souls into other bodies, and they even mentioned that it's Sarai's like, oh, do you think somewhere out there there's a girl or a person who could put me into another body? So, I really liked it. And I'm really, really happy I read it, but I think this just always happens with finales, especially with me. Like, I feel like a lot of people complain about finales, but I feel like just especially personally, I just never like finales. I never like finales of shows, I never like finales of books, because I always just have ideas in my head. And when they don't happen, I obviously just don't like it as much. I'm really excited to see what Laini Taylor does. I'm really excited to see what we get next. Are we gonna get another book about Laszlo and Sarai? Are we gonna get another book set in the same world but about a completely other world and different characters? Are we gonna get a story about Kaoru again and her meeting Laszlo and Sarai? Or is this world done? I'm very torn as to what I want her to do, because yes, I do want that meeting of Sarai and Laszlo and Kaoru. But do I also want her pulling a Cassie Clare and making like a million fucking books out of the same fucking world that everyone's sick of? I don't know. I don't know about that. Because she could do it really well, like Brandon Sanderson. Like, his worlds are all vast and interesting in themselves, but we all know that they're connected. So, I don't know. I'm very torn as to what I want her to do. I feel like it's sounding very, very negative. I did really love this finale. I did. Finales are just so hard. They're hard to write. They're hard to read. Because it's like, if everything you want to happen doesn't happen, or the way that you want it to happen doesn't happen, it just like, it sucks. And I don't know, it was one of those things, like, every single thing that we got an answer to, that I wanted an answer to, I just was like, really? That's it? Like, I don't know. It didn't satisfy me, I guess. Or it's that whole, like, it takes away the magic of the first book. I'm not sure. I got my answers, though. I must say that. It did basically answer every question I had going into it. I can't think of a single one that I'm still curious about. I guess now I do have questions about Daughter Smoke and Bone, which I have so many questions about that series now. So, I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of things right now, and I find it hard to put them into words. I really liked the book. I really, really liked it. Finales are hard, but I got all my answers. I got everything I asked for of this book, and we have an open ending that she could write more. It literally says, the end. Or is it? So, we have space for more. I think I'm gonna go with my gut feeling on this and say 4 stars, which was not the 5 stars I expected. Again, I almost feel like I'm sounding very negative and like I didn't like it. I did. I'm just like, I feel very overwhelmed. Oh, wow. I guess it's just like I feel so much love for these characters in this world, and the fact that it didn't go exactly how I wanted it to is just disappointing. I feel like this may be what people felt like when you were reading Deathly Hallows and Harry Potter when it first came out. I did not have that experience, but I hear a lot about other people doing that. It was just like you sat down and read it, and some people were really happy, some people weren't. You know what I mean? Or you were really happy, but you were also sad that it's over. That's, I think, also definitely a factor of this. I'm sad it's over. Like, I'm so sad it's over. I do think I'm going to go back and reread the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy sometime soon. Maybe vlog it, because this was a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna start doing this more often, like with books that I'm really, really interested in and really like want to remember all of my thoughts and theorizing and stuff. I think I'm gonna start doing more vlog reviews. I think that'll just be a lot of fun. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this vlog and dealing with me being a rambly, overwhelmed mess. But anyways, again, I hope you guys all enjoyed, and definitely tell me what you guys have thought of this book down in the comments below. And anyways, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye!